It was very.
I could totally picture the white screen. So.
If everybody can please rise, we'll open the meeting with a moment of silence, followed by the pledge. Thank you. I
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Call the meeting of October 16th, 2024 to order. Public comment on agenda items only. Seeing none, the highlight of the whole meeting and my whole week, Cindy Tribal,
We have no corrections,
and no,
no additions, no subtractions.
life is good.
I think that's the
We're all in
first
balance.
time. Yeah, that's the first time that's happened in a long time.
Thank you, Cindy. Old business, approve the minutes of the 10/2/24 Commissioners meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. We'll get back to proclamations and certificates. New business, personnel. A and B, is there a motion, please, to ratify the agenda and the overtime in the Sheriff's Department?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Electronic financial transactions, A, B, and C. Is there a motion, please?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Travel authorizations, authorizing travel requests for adult probation, aging, children and youth, the Commissioners, Conservation District, Emergency Services, Juvenile Probation, and Vector Control. Is there a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. Children and Youth Services. Execute the following adoption assistance agreement for IP and MP. Amend the adoption agreement, assistance agreement to LB to reflect subsidy increase from $10 per day to $40 per day to assist in increased behavioral issues. Execute the purchases and service agreements for the period of July 1st, 24 through June 30th of 2025. Drug and Alcohol Rehabilitation Services, Inc. Concerned Professional Services for Children, Youth, and Families. Loftus Vergeri and Associates. And Families United Network. Plus we have Children's Home of York and Bethany Home Incorporated. Is there a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Commissioner's Office, ratify the budget adjustment report dated 10/2/24, voting totaling $42,814, and that $42,817, I'm sorry, 77% are healthcare fund to budget the new MAD Scripts program that the county has initiated. 14% of that is for tax claim for postage and repair of the power filing system, and 9% is for OEM for additional funds needed to repair the roof and the roof prop. Authorize the budget adjustment report dated 10/10 for $103,840. 58% or $60,265 is for MCTA additional grant funding. 19% or $20,000 goes to aging for the Share Housing and Resource Grant. 13% or $13,569 goes to HAP for additional allocation of 24-25. $5,596 goes to CSBG. It's the fifth installment of the 2024 funding. $3,610 goes to maintenance for 2 new snow blowers, and $800 goes to risk management for first aid box restocking. Authorize the chief clerk to advertise for requests for proposals to hire a consultant to create the first county-wide reentry strategic plan. Ratify the following change orders. The courthouse expansion project, Otis Elevator, for an amount of a subtraction of $10,040 for deduction of an overspeed governor. Wind Gap Electric for the total of $7,101.77 for added circuit control wiring and monitoring for heat cable in the South Annex Tower. Glowbar Construction for $7,830.93 for costs accumulated for furnishing and installing Kinetics vibration acoustic pads at the mezzanine of the AHU. LTS Plumbing and Heating for a total of $7,362.87 for sprinkler line removal, sprinkler line installation, and sprinkler line reinstallation. Approve the Courthouse Square to Go Collaborative on October 26th for the annual Spooky Stroudsburg event held from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Ratify the emergency repair of the chiller with superheat at the Monroe County Correctional Facility for a total of $13,858.94. And add the following vendors to the county list of approved vendors for the Sheriff's Office, Mywell Corporation, and Aging, Deborah L. Hartley. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. District Attorney approved a professional service agreement with Attorney Deborah Huffman as a special part-time Assistant District Attorney for the prosecution of violations of protection of abuse orders for the period of October 1st, 2024 through September 30th of 2025 at a rate of $220 an hour. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Grants. Authorize Grants Manager Kwanzaa Smith to submit the 2024 Help America Vote Act, or the HAVA, election security grant contract totaling $5,776.18 to support county election administration. Ratify the authorization of the Grants Manager Kwanzaa Smith to electronically sign the Monroe County Jail-Based Vivitrol Program totaling $119,757 to expand the jail-based substance abuse treatment program. Execute a contract of service agreement for 3 years, ending in March 31st, 2027, the amount of $70,000 annually to provide consulting services for the Community Partnership for Gun Safety Initiative, fiscal year 23-24 Violence Intervention and Prevention, or VIP award to John J. Jacobson and Dr. John A. Tolino. Approve the submission of the 2024 Homeless Assistance Program, First Amendment, and inform the following subrecipients of the additional HAP funding. Family Promise, additional funds of $2,442, PATH $2,442, Salvation Army $2,442, Safe Monroe $2,443, and RHD $2,442. Approve the submission of the CSBG First Amendment and inform the following subrecipients of additional CSBG funding. Shepherd's Maternity, an additional $1,500. Pocono Area Transitional Housing, an additional $1,500. Pike County Developmental Center, an additional $1,098, and administration, $1,498. Monroe County Transportation Authority, appoint John Hallback to a new term that expires 12/15/29. And capital outlay purchases. We have to ratify the capital purchases report date of 10/10/24 for $3,608.10. For those of you at home keeping track, that money pays for.
Excuse me, Commissioner, can we separate them out, please?
Oh, I'm sorry.
So they just,
I just went I went crazy, did I? We'll go up with the grants, please. A motion.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Monroe County Transportation Authority, thank you for putting me back on track. Reappoint John Hoback for a new term expiring 12/15/29. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Capital outlay purchase, 3,000.
We'll call the question.
Oh, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Capital outlay purchases, ratify the capital purchase report of 10/10/24 of $3,608.10. Is there a motion?
So moved.
And, I'm sorry,
Want to do them separate? or-
I'm going to do the other one. Approve the capital purchase report date 10/10/24 for $1,131.95. Is there a motion?
David, do you want
I will move to approve number 9.
Thank you.
a second?
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. I apologize. Miscellaneous.
It was the breakfast, eat breakfast today.
It was my breakfast.
You never eat breakfast before the meeting.
We do have a proclamation for Sonia Cole. However, she is not here, so we will either invite her back or present it to her afterwards. Is there any public comment? Tara?
I just wanted to know the estimation of when Ramsey's going to be complete with everyone back in the courthouse area. And-
We have them probation scheduled to come out October 31st.
Okay.
Teresa?
Yes, sir.
So there are a few different items I'd like to mention today, and it's about elections, and I'm stating it at this meeting because the county commissioners are in charge of the voting registration and the elections. So I want to mention that on April 3rd, there was a election board meeting, and in the minutes, it was written that it's talking about me, that I appreciate the voting machines. Well, I find it hard to believe that I said that, so I had to listen to the tape. And so I like to clarify what I said, because that is correct as what is written. So in clarification is I appreciate, having watched the logic and accuracy testing for the municipal elections, I like to say I appreciate the tabulation machines more due to my increased understanding of how the machines work. I don't appreciate the machines, though, because I always stand by the most honest method. To me, the most honest method is by hand counting paper ballots. Also, Monroe County, the electronic poll pads are connected to FirstNet. We also have black boxes accepting our voter information, and at the end of the night is the black boxes or voter information is put on memory sticks, and then it's also put on memory sticks at the admin building. So I stand by that hand counting paper ballots is the best way, and that's what they do in Europe, and they have millions of people voting, and everything's just fine. The second item I like to mention is the constables. So I just like to be clarified is that the constables, it was stated here that the constables would be insured. Election day constables would be insured by the county, but they're actually not insured by the county. For election day, they have to get their own insurance. The third item is the election law on Title 25, which is PA Election Code, and it has to do with all ballots being in by 8 p.m. So in Section 3150.16, I'll read the last part of it where it says, all ballots next term must be received in the office of the County Board of Elections no later than 8:00 p.m. on the day of the primary election. And this goes back to the libraries being open until 8 o'clock and the ballots being collected at 8 o'clock. So then the ballots aren't getting here till about 9. And also is that Pocono Mountain Library in Tobyhanna, that's also a precinct, a polling precinct. And just for election day, they're open till 8 o'clock, where normally on Tuesdays they close at 5:30. The fourth item I like to state is that yesterday we had a small event here in front of the building, and there were people bringing in multiple ballots right in the administration office. So they were clearly walking through the parking lot with multiple ballots in their hand. I wasn't stopping anybody, but other people I was with were stopping people, and people apparently just didn't know that they were only supposed to bring in one ballot. So I don't know if there's any better way that we could let people know that they're only supposed to deposit one ballot.
Thank you. Anything else? Mr. Deemer?
I just want to add a bit more information to 5E about Spooky Stroudsburg. I'm on the board for Go Collaborative, and the times that you have here is true. We are having activities all day, but the times that people really want to focus on is 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. for trick-or-treating. So if you have young kids and you want to trick-or-treat during the daytime, and you don't want to get candy from strangers, you can come to town and trick-or-treat on that day from 3 to 5, and then you'll be getting candy from businesses in the daylight. So a little bit safer than being out at night.
Thank you. Tara?
And a reminder that October 31st in the borough of Stroudsburg is the actual trick or treat. So they close the streets in the Hill District. So Main Street and then regular trick or treat.
Excellent. Lots of candy in Stroudsburg. Is there any other information? Anything else? Is there a motion to end my worst?
I have a question. How are we going to handle the proclamation?
Can we make a motion to approve the proclamation to Sonia Cole, and then we can give it to her at either her convenience, or we can do it again at another meeting and not.
Why don't we read it and just
Okay, I'll have Dave read it, please.
talk a little bit about it and then give it to her.
She can watch it on
Okay.
Channel 13 or YouTube.
I'll stand at the lectern. Okay. Well, a week ago last night, many of us were at the Elks Lodge to watch the presentation of the A. Mitchell Palmer Award. And just a little background on the award: the A. Mitchell Palmer Selection Committee, on behalf of the East Stroudsburg Elks Lodge and the Monroe County Bar Association, selected Mrs. Cole to receive the A. Mitchell Palmer Award this year. And this award recognizes an individual within Monroe County for her longtime significant contributions in the field of either law, public service, or community service. The award is named in memory of the early 21st century Stroudsburg attorney, businessman, and politician Alexander Mitchell Palmer. Included in his time of public service, Palmer served 3 terms in Congress, 2 years as a U.S. Attorney General. He was also a founding charter member of our local Elks Club, Elks Lodge 319, in 1895, and he served as its 3rd exalted ruler. But on to the award recipient, Sonia Cole. She was honored for her public service and community service. A little bit about her history: she had a career in education as a classroom teacher starting at the Easton Area High School, then taught at the Belvedere School District, Pocono Mountain School District, and East Stroudsburg Area School District. And then from 1986 to 2008, she was principal at Delaware Valley School District, and has since served as an adjunct professor at East Stroudsburg University. She's gotten many awards and accolades over the years, but the important thing we want to recognize her for, too, is her public service. She's been very active in our community, served in the nonprofit Pocono community in a variety of positions: East Stroudsburg Community Alliance, Historical Dansbury Depot Restoration Committee, East Stroudsburg Zoning Hearing Board, the American Association of University Women, the Exchange Club of the Poconos, East Stroudsburg Little League, ESYA, East Stroudsburg Presbyterian Church, the Pocono Mountains YMCA, and the Salvation Army, where she serves on the board now along with me, and the Friends of Tara Greens Golf Course. My earliest memories of Mrs. Cole are when I was a little Cub Scout. She was my den mother, along with Mrs. Long. And I'll just say she did a great job in leading us young boys, getting our achievements completed, and having a good time. And I well remember those times. In fact, I got to reminisce with her son Brandon, who was in my Cub Scout pack at the event last week, and that was a lot of fun just to see where we are today. And and how she helped get us where we are. But many of you remember 10 years ago, I was running for my first political position in the U.S. State House. And Sonia and Horace were both very strong supporters of mine throughout the campaign. But at the end of the campaign, I went around and thanked everyone who helped me do my campaign. And I'll never forget going to see Mrs. Cole. And I went in, thanked her for everything. We had a little conversation. Then she just turned around and started writing. And then I heard this sound. Some of you may know. It's the sound of a check, which when you're somebody running for office, it's a very good sound because it takes part of your And I thought I was done. No, I made it. I had a successful election and was very grateful to be able to serve. But she said, this is for your next election because you've got to start raising money right now. She's right. So she was a tremendous encouragement throughout my time in office and even when I ran for this position as well. So I just appreciate her encouragement personally. And I'm grateful as a commissioner for all she does for our community because that makes it that much easier for the commissioners because when we have people out in our community volunteering to help people, it makes our community that much better. I think Sharon wants to mention.
I just want to add that as a teacher in the East Stroudsburg School District, she was one of my, both she and Horace, her husband at the time, were both mentors for me as I started my career at East Stroudsburg. Unbelievable person and with all the organizational skills and backing all the children and all their needs kind of thing within each school. So it was really great.
And the other thing too about people that give back to the community, as a local business owner, of course I worked at Kramer's and I got to wait on Horace and Sonia over the years. But you got to see the little things other people didn't see where they would bring someone in, help them get materials to do a project, or help fix up an apartment that they were living in. And there's all those little things that people do that you don't see, and I know that Sonia does a lot of those. So on behalf of the county commissioners, we'd like to give this certificate of special recognition to Sonia Cole. So congratulations on receiving the 2024 A. Mitchell Palmer Award for your long-term and significant contributions in community service and education. Signed by Chairman Christie, myself, and Commissioner Lavin. Thank you.
Thank you. Did we make we made the motion? No? Is there a motion to accept the proclamation?
And I will second that.
And then all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you for bearing with me today. Oh, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We are. Thank you. It was all that phone conversation.